Hi guys, how's it going? I've had a ton of questions about my resin work, especially how to resin something. Now these are pretty inexpensive. This one here in particular, even though I like the front of it, it was one of the, probably I made that after about a week or two of starting to pour. So I'm going to go ahead and use some of these little hearts here and resin them up, and hopefully encourage more people to attempt resining. And so that's my third one. I'm sorry about the lighting if it's not great. So I mixed up a couple of ounces of resin here, and I know I'm going to have extra, so I might grab a picture and resin that too with what I have left over. So I just put a little bit on here, and I'm going to start working this from the center out to my corners, because that's the hardest thing to do, is make sure you get all of your corners. Make sure every edge is covered. And if you have to add a little bit of resin, no problem. Like I'm going to just drizzle a little bit over here and make sure that every single corner is covered. And most resins, are self-leveling. So you don't have to worry too much about making sure it's completely level. It will level out. But the one thing that you should do is make sure that you torch this to get all the bubbles out. And then as this is drying, and if you look at it from the side, you'll see areas where it didn't quite reach the corner, or it kind of came back from the corner or went over the corner, whatever. So I just usually put a little beading around each of the corners, hoping that that'll be enough to completely, and I see one spot in the middle that I missed. So, and it just takes a little bit of practice to try to look at this from every possible angle and make sure that you got full coverage. And if you don't, like if you find a divot or two, you can always clean it up after it's completely dry. And the best way to clean it is a little bit of Dawn soap, and then when that dries, put a little bit of alcohol ink on it. And that usually does a pretty good job of cleaning it up. And then just put a second coat of resin. I find most things need 2 to 3 coats of resin anyway. So we're going to come in here and do the second one here. I'm definitely going to have enough for probably a picture. So I have to figure out where I'm going to let that cure. I have a little place in my kitchen that's level and all set up for this. And the other thing that I do is, after they've been sitting there for a few minutes, I'll keep coming back in here and using one of my stir sticks and making sure that I get anything that goes over the edge cleaned up. It'll make your life so much easier than trying to sand off all those little knobs of hardened resin. So run my finger down around the side. I don't see too many things going over the side right now, but I'm going to get one of my little stir sticks and just run it underneath the painting, or underneath whatever you're trying to resin, to make sure that you get anything that's dripping down. So, and so far this is pretty good, but walk away for 15 minutes and I guarantee you'll come back and find little drips here and there. So it's always good to double and triple check for the first maybe half hour or so. So we're going to come in here and do number 3. And my cat is trying to get my attention right now. She's tickling my feet, but at least she's not hitting my tripod anymore. And so I'm just going to come in here and start working this out toward the corner. You should definitely always, and there she goes again, hitting my tripod. You should always, always, always wear gloves with resin. And depending on what kind of resin it is, if you're putting pigment with it, it wouldn't hurt to wear a respirator. Oops. Okay, and I just kind of got my finger in there. And just keep coming back in here and making sure that everything is covered. And what I usually do is I'll put on a double layer of gloves so that when I get done with this, I can handle this, put it out of my way, and start another piece. So I'm going to come in here and torch these guys and get them out of the way for now. And I think I see one little divot there. I just have to kind of really work with the angle. Oops, there goes my cat again, and I'm losing you guys. I'm sorry. She wants attention, and sometimes if I'm paying attention to my phone or to my paintings, she'll come over and nuzzle whatever happens to be closest to me. So she started nuzzling my my tripod lately, a new trick of hers. And I have to say I'm not overly impressed with this particular trick. So I apologize for all the times that my tripod just kind of jumps. It's a very willful little cat that decides that from time to time she wants all the attention. So I'm going to try to torch this real quick and level out the little bits of resin I just put on here. And let's see. Still see a little something here I'm not quite pleased with. There we go. That's better. So right now these look pretty good. So I will come back with another resin project a little bit later, okay? Take care, y'all. Bye.